Let's talk about design operations. In short, design ops. There is never a better time than now to look at design ops. And there is never a better time to be a design ops practitioner. Why do I say this? I'm biased, but hear me out. Think about in a lifetime how rarely we get to influence and define an industry. Now you have the chance to do exactly that with design ops. A rare opportunity to define and shape this emerging field. Since you are here, you must be curious about design ops, and then might be asking the question, should I transition from being a designer to run design ops? A question I want you to ask yourself. Do I enjoy being in the spotlight or staying behind the scenes? Keep this question in your mind and answer it at the end of this story. My name is Changying Zheng. I lead design ops at a tech company in San Francisco Bay Area. My job is to help our design team. This includes working with design leadership to strategize our team growth, scaling the design practice. Also includes helping our designers day to day so that they can focus on designing. I am the connecting tissue for our team. Although I came from the design field, design ops practitioners came from many different fields. Not all of us were designers. Design practice lead and design ops lead are two different job functions. Sometimes it is a hard choice. In this story, I will talk about what is design ops, how to decide if the transition is the right thing for you. Once you've decided, what are the paths to transition? Skills required for design ops practitioners. When do you know if your organization is ready for design ops? I will share with you some of the tools we use in the design ops field and to talk about some cases as examples. I will share my story being a design ops lead and the mistakes I made along the way. I will also help you to build connections, introduce you to some of the active design ops communities. If you are curious and ready, let's get started. People ask me frequently, how did you get into design ops field? Design ops as a discipline is rather new, so I definitely did not start in this field. After completing my college education in China, I began my career as an event planner, specializing in organizing conferences primarily for tech executives. Little did I know, many years later, the skill I acquired during my event planning years became very handy as a design ops specialist. Soon after that experience, I started my design journey. Although it was a challenging decision to make, I believe that it was the right one. By following my passion and pursuing a career in design, I came to study graphic design in the United States. Since then, I worked as packaging designer, animation designer, interactive designer, and worked as art directors in a few design agencies. Unfortunately, the excitement of working in the design agency was short-lived as the dot-com bust hit. Many design agencies were forced to downsize or close their doors, and I found myself laid off from my job. It was a difficult time, but it also presented an opportunity for me to reassess my career goals and to consider starting my own business. After much contemplation, I decided to take the plunge and started my own retail business. It was a daunting task, but I was determined to make it work. I used my design skills to create a unique brand identity for my business and applied my knowledge of marketing and business development to promote and grow my brand. It was a challenging and rewarding experience that allowed me to combine my passion for design with my entrepreneurial spirit. After experiencing success with my retail business, the financial crisis hit and all of our investors failed. We were forced to close the business. However, this setback led me to a fulfilling 5 years teaching and eventually managing the UX department at an art university. My career took another unexpected turn when I was laid off again from my teaching position. There came the time technology companies buying design agencies and turning them into in-house design teams. One of the opportunities that came my way was a job in a high-tech company as the design practice lead. This was a change from my previous role in higher education, but I was excited to take on the challenge. In my new role, I was responsible for leading the design team and ensuring that our products were user-friendly and visually appealing. It was a fast-paced environment, but I enjoyed the energy and the creativity of the team. This is where and when I came across the field of DesignOps. I stumbled onto Peter Mahosi and Christine Skinner's book, Org Design for Design Orgs. I started to learn how to build and manage in-house design teams. Why do I want to share my nonlinear journey with you? It's because each job I've taken and every position I've held has played a significant role in shaping my approach to leading design operations for my team. As you can see, my journey in the design industry has been filled with ups and downs. Each experience has taught me valuable lessons and shaped me into the design ops specialist and entrepreneur I am today. I have learned the importance of adaptability, creativity, and perseverance. I'm grateful for the opportunities that have allowed me to pursue my passion and achieve my goals. And it eventually led me where I am today, DesignOps. I bring my unique perspectives and experience to the table. I'm excited to see where this path will take me next, and I'm eager to continue learning and growing in the DesignOps field. Recently, many people reached out to me and asked whether they should transition to DesignOps. Not all of them were designers. Some are designers, some are design managers, some other folks are from other disciplines. There are some of the stories I've heard here. Let me know if these resonate with you. I'm a designer. I have been in this field for a few years. I'm at a point of my career that I really want to figure out what's my next step. Should I continue as an individual contributor or move into design management or maybe design ops? I'm a design manager. I noticed that I'm doing a lot of the operational work for my group. I've heard about design ops and I'm wondering if I should move into the design ops field. I work closely with our design team. I'm the project management team member. I'm interested in learning more and intrigued about design practice. I'm wondering if I should move into design ops, but I'm not a designer. Can I succeed in this field? If any of these stories resonate with you, you're at the right place. Let me ask you these questions. Tell me about what you're doing now. Even further, what do you enjoy doing on your job? What do you know about design ops? Why do you think you would like to transition into design ops? Keep these questions in mind. In the deep dive section, I will guide you to figure out the answers to these questions. My story focused on transitioning from the design field to design ops because that was my path and I'm familiar with the path. But it also has some information if you come from other disciplines. Let's find it out. Recent years, there is a surge of ops. DevOps, product ops, design ops, research ops, people ops, and the data ops. Organizations are getting better identifying where to go. But then organizations realize we need to figure out what to do and how to get there as companies scale. And we ask these questions. This is where ops come in. Maybe you already decided that you want to explore the design ops field. Maybe you're unsure. Since design ops is a new discipline, the field is not quite defined. You might be wondering if you're ready to transfer and if you have the skills the field requires. You would be surprised that many skills you have are applicable in the design ops field. To name a few important skills you might already have: system thinking, leadership, strategic planning, and the communication. In this story, I will talk about what is design ops, how to decide the transition is the right thing for you. When do you know if your organization is ready for design ops? Once you've decided, what are the paths to transition and the skills required for design ops practitioners? And lastly, I would like to share with you some valuable lessons learned. I'm also excited to see where our industry stands today and eagerly anticipate the future possibilities and directions we can explore together. I will introduce you to some of the active design ops communities, help you to build connections. If you're curious and ready, let's get started. I'm Changying Zheng, and this is my design story. To decide if you should transition into the design ops field, it is important to understand the field first. Design ops as a discipline is new, even though there are people doing the work for many years. According to Nelson Norman Group, design ops refers to the orchestration and optimization of people, process, and the craft in order to amplify design's value and impact at scale. Design ops is about team, workflow, improve quality, and impact. Let's break it down into some activities as examples. Let's look at how design ops can help our team to figure out how we work together. Growing and developing design team is about scaling the team, building team culture, providing opportunities for the team members to teach and learn. Designer experience starts before they even started the job. It begins when they apply for a job. Candidates' first impression of the company, of the team, is very important. Design ops' job is to help and ensure it is a good experience. At the same time, look for opportunities to save time for our own team members. We work with our managers to define the hiring flow, create communication templates. We work closely with recruiters and the schedulers to communicate with candidates and the hiring managers. When we hire a new member, Design Ops is the one to reach out, get their tools and the environment set up, give them the overview of our team. We work with their managers to connect them with people within the company and set up welcoming coffee corner, coffee chats. On the coffee chat note, we focus on team culture. It could be setting up coffee chats or booking a virtual escape room activity for the team, or planning for a team summit. Finding and hiring people with the right skill help to retain the talents we hire, and the growing and the evolving design team is humanize the team. Humanize is only one aspect of what design ops can do to focus on how we work together. Here is a breakdown of what other areas we can help. We humanize, we organize, we help team to collaborate. We also help to figure out how we get work done. This is about processes and the platform. How we help our team to standardize processes, how we help to break the silo to promote cross-functional collaboration, how we help to create efficient workflows, find the right tools for designers to do their job. Team scale, things will change. What worked for a small 5-people team will no longer work for a 20-people team. What worked for a 20-people team might not scale for a 50-people or 100-people team. DesignOps is here to help the team to adapt. Most small teams probably won't have a full-time DesignOps specialist. We will talk about designer to DesignOps ratio later, but a team of 15 people can definitely benefit from a full-time DesignOps specialist. In most cases, team this size or larger is supporting multiple business units or multiple products. It will be grouped in smaller delivery teams. Different teams will work differently. For instance, we may observe teams storing their research findings in various locations. Some prefer using Google Drive, while others track them in Miro. Some teams opted for Confluence or Notion pages. Similarly, in terms of team rituals, some teams will have daily stand-ups, weekly design reviews, versus some other teams choose pairing and rituals. Another common challenge for team this size is prioritization. As teams grow, the demand also grows. Prioritizing work became a challenge. This is where DesignOps can help. We look across all the teams, get people together to figure out what processes enable the team, what tools work for all members, and help the teams to set up guiding principles to make through product decisions and the trade-offs. As DesignOps professionals, we collaborate closely with the design managers to ensure that our team members effectively prioritize their work. Our role involves guiding the team to concentrate on high-impact tasks and aligning our efforts with the overarching business goals. Another very important function for DesignOps is to help the team to establish a design system. DesignOps specialist might not be a design system specialist, but we are strong allies, advocators, and evangelists. DesignOps help the team to standardize, harmonize, and prioritize. Now, we will help the teams to work together. We will help the teams figuring out how to get highly prioritized work done. It is time to visualize design value and socialize our team's impact. Measure is the key word. Without metrics, without measuring, we don't know how we are doing. Did we meet our goals? If we don't know, we cannot talk about it. If we don't talk about it, we cannot demonstrate the value. I tell people often I live in spreadsheet. It is true, but not entirely true. DesignOps work with our design teams to track our metrics. We use numbers to tell stories when we can. We give our team, our design leaders, a quantifiable way to measure progress. Measuring is not the only way we visualize impact. We can provide opportunities for our team to share our works with people outside the design team. We do this by organizing design summit, by crafting playbooks, by training people, onboarding people to the tools and the platforms. We measure, we socialize, and we enable. This is a lot. It's impossible for a single person or even a small team to focus on all of these activities. Listen to your team's needs. Plan and prioritize. Ruthless prioritization is crucial for DesignOps Team of One and team of all sizes. As DesignOps industry maturing, we'll learn more and have more standards. But do find your own flavor of DesignOps that matches the needs of your organization. DesignOps is the glue that holds the design organization together. DesignOps is the connective tissue to bridge cross-disciplinary teams. DesignOps is service design to the design team. Let's get to know a little bit more about DesignOps. Let's talk about people in this industry. Do you come from the design field? If you are, you're not alone. But not all of the DesignOps practitioners came from the design field. Let's take a quick look at people as we gain more understanding about the industry. I want to introduce you to the State of DesignOps report. We hope there are more research to analyze this field. Right now, this report gave us the opportunity to look into the DesignOps industry. As of this recording, we only had information from 2 years. The sample size of the latest report is around 450 respondents. To be honest, this is a very small sample size. We do hope as the industry grows, more people will participate. But let's take a look at the people who are in this field reported by the report. First of all, majority of the respondents identify as she, her. This is significant. There are very limited industries. Majority professionals identify as she, her, especially in the tech industry. Now, let's focus on education. Take a moment to reflect on your own educational background. What is your current educational level? In this field, we have a remarkable workforce with a strong educational background. In fact, a staggering 93% of the professionals in this field possess an undergraduate degree or higher. And if you are thinking about transitioning from design, as I mentioned earlier, you're not alone. Nearly 20% said they studied UX specifically at a college level. That leads to experience. If you're thinking about transitioning, you must already have a few years of experience in the professional field. The DesignOps field has an impressive amount of experience. According to this report, the belief is that it is due to lateral transfer from other career paths into DesignOps. This is why you are here, right? About 75% of the survey respondents said they have over 10 years of professional experience. Now, let's look at the geographic locations. According to the 2021 State of DesignOps report, majority of the participants were from the US and the Europe. However, 2022, we've seen the practice started to reach out to other parts of the world. We started to see a growing number of practitioners in South and Central America, some in Asia Pacific and Australia, a few in Africa and West Asia. We do hope to see DesignOps can reach to more regions around the world. What industry are you coming from? Are you from agencies or in-house design team? Over 40% of the DesignOps practitioners answered the survey are from the tech industry. Second largest industry is financial services. It doesn't mean these are the only industries that employs DesignOps. There are people from agencies, healthcare, retail, telco, marketing, advertising, hospitality, real estate, government, and many other industries. Overall, there are over 22 industries reported in this survey. The reason I want to share this data with you is because I want to let you know we all belong here. Each one of us bring our unique knowledge, skills, and the passion into the field of DesignOps. You might be very curious about what day-to-day looks like for a DesignOps person. I would love to be able to tell you, but it really depends. DesignOps team tend to be small, but mighty. If you are DesignOps Team of One, you might have to prioritize your day-to-day. Most likely, you will split your time between team ops and the product ops. We talked about all possible activities in the previous module. To recap, examples of team ops activities would be helping with hiring, onboarding, and the events. Examples of product ops might be running dashboard reports, working with managers to craft their roadmaps. However, if you are working in a large team, your job will be more specialized. Some of the DesignOps program managers, the DPMs, are embedded in a product area. They participate team daily stand-ups, work with the team to facilitate roadmaps, and facilitate discussions, and helping team to track productivity. If you are a research ops specialist, you will be working closely with UX researchers, recruiting and tracking research participants, crafting research processes and templates, manage research tools. Every day is different. Every day is an exciting new adventure for me. I do hope you'll find DesignOps can be a path for you. How do you know you're ready to transition into DesignOps? People ask me this question all the time. The short version is, it wasn't overnight. In the next few minutes, I will talk about how to figure it out. It's something I wish someone had told me when I was struggling. When I was working in the tech company, we had an embedded model where designers were embedded in different business units. I was the practice lead. I spent a lot of time reaching out to other designers in other business units, organizing, sharing, teaching, and figuring out a company-wide design events. I spent a lot of time learning from different designers and suggesting standards, processes we can all follow. I also paired with other designers, training designers to use new tools. And looking at my development aspiration I wrote with my manager at the time. This was what I wrote. Be in a position that we can communicate the value of design to our business stakeholders and the clients. Be in a position that we can promote design culture to the community. Could I do this as a designer? Yes, but look deeper. The aspiration is about we, not just I. I'm more interested in doing this to support designers as a whole, to do it together. I enjoy working with other designers to figure out how to make things work better for designers. Eventually, I noticed that I'm more energized by doing this type of work than shipping products. That's when I know DesignOps is the right fit for me. I always tell people, DesignOps is service design for the design team. We service the needs of our design leaders, design managers, and the designers. Developing people is what energizes you, and you enjoy helping other designers. DesignOps could be the right field for you. Earlier, I asked you to think about what you're doing now, what you enjoy doing. Now is the time to write this down. Writing it down will help you to clarify activities and activities you want to do more. I will list some typical activities for designers, design managers, and the DesignOps specialists. And you should be able to add more with what you're doing as well. Here are some examples of design activities. Identify opportunities for new product, gather feedback, research customer pain points, creating wireframes and the prototypes, design high-fidelity mockups, presenting work, mentor designers. Some examples of people managing activities would be motivating and encouraging designers, overseeing the design process, reviewing designs, creating direction, designing innovation, storytelling, facilitating designer growth, performance reviews, mentoring designers, and development of the team members. DesignOps activities would be amplify impact of design, identifying and promoting best practice, processes, and identifying effective tooling for the team, defining and agreeing on design processes, building team culture, organize meetings, evaluating, selecting, managing tools, keep track of the status of project and works, training team members, removing operational roadblocks for designers, mentoring team members. You probably already noticed that there are some overlaps. If you're only doing the design work, I want you to expand your list to look at all the activities and identifying those you are not currently doing, but you would like to do. You would like to do more. I want you to stack rank these activities by 2 ways. Stack rank with what you are good at horizontally. The left side being things you are good at, and the right side being what you are not quite good at yet. With the same list, stack rank what you enjoy doing, but this time do it vertically. The top being I enjoy doing it very much, and the bottom being not enjoy doing it at all. Then put your list on this 2 by 2. It will end up something like this: the x-axis things you are good at and not good at. Y-axis things you enjoy doing on top and not enjoy doing at the bottom. Draw the line in the middle. Divide the space into 2 by 2. All activities will land on 4 different quadrants. So you want to move your activities that they do not land on any of the lines. Now let's focus activities above the horizontal line. Are they more leaning towards being continue in the design field as individual contributors, specialists, or they lead towards managing people, or they will lead you to design operation? It's not going to be a clean cut. There are going to be some overlaps. Many activities you enjoy doing are design ops related above the horizontal line. It's a good indicator that you might want to consider transitioning to design ops. The top left quadrant is your natural strengths, and the top right quadrant is your potential strengths. Your natural strengths is something you are very good at and enjoy doing. Your potential strengths are things you enjoy doing but could benefit from learning more about it and continue to develop. A lot of the work we do as design ops practitioners are behind the scenes. If everything is working smoothly, we're doing a good job. Are you okay with that? Make your list and see if you're ready. Now, you know you're ready, but is your organization ready for design ops? To help us decide, we want to look at the following aspects: the team size, growth rate, locations, retention rate, the work, demands for design from the organization, workload for designers, the process, are teams siloed? Is there duplication? The tools, do we have too many tools? Is there someone supporting these tools? Let's pause and think. I am practicing in the design ops field and passionate about how design ops can benefit organization. But not all teams and businesses need a full-time design ops practitioner. For example, team size matters. Small, stable teams that can deliver product will perform effectively, efficiently. don't need a design ops, or at least don't need a full-time design ops role. This is not a hard rule. When the team grows to about 10 members, it's a good time start to consider a design ops role. 15 to 20 members is a good team size to consider for full-time design ops role, especially if there is a plan and a headcount to grow the team. Design ops plays a crucial role in enabling teams to scale by providing essential support. So team size and the growth rate is an indicator. When the team grows fast, adding many new members, there is a need for hiring, onboarding, and harmonize the team. Potentially introduce new processes and tools to help the team. All of these logistics are operational tasks. At the same time, we can also analyze team retention rate. If the team churn rate is too high, it is an indicator there are some issues require consideration. The team will need operational support to look at team health and the team strengths, team culture. Looking at the team growth and health involves looking inward. The reason a team needs to grow is due to business demand, and the business demand takes precedence over team growth. Therefore, business demand and the expansion can serve as additional indicator for the need of DesignOps. Whether the business is building new products, expanding to new markets, there will be an increasing demand for design. The demand will increase pressure on the team. The workload will increase. Team starts to cut corners and skip crucial steps, such as user research, exploration. Product became messy, unstructured, and confusing. Business expansion is another indicator that the team could benefit DesignOps, because DesignOps can help the team to build processes and the structure, help to prioritize important high-impact work, track workload, allocation, and break down silos, reduce duplication. In return, ensure quality and increase efficiency. As the team grows in size and maybe adding more locations. Also, when an office-first company transition into an all-remote team with many members spread across different locations and time zones, there is a demand to help the team to gel. Therefore, multiple locations and the different work arrangement can be one of the indicators for needing ops. As the team grows in size, adding more functions such as content design, research, adding these functions into the mix, there will be a time tooling becomes important. Productivity tools, allocation tools, research tools, a need for standardized tooling can be another indicator. Onboarding to a new tool requires a lot of coordination. Internally, there is a need for operational support to work with finance team, procurement team, account payable, and IT. Externally, there are more vendors to manage. As soon as the team signed up a new tool, there is also a need for onboarding and training. Of course, there is no universal rules when it's the right time to bring on DesignOps, but everything I mentioned can be some indicators that your team might be ready for design operational support, especially if they are multiple size. Then it is the time to start considering DesignOps as a way to maximize the impact of a design team. Take some time, observe how your team works, and are there signals that your team is ready for DesignOps? I was very fortunate that I was able to land at the current position, leading DesignOps, but it did not just land on my lap. When I was interviewing the position, it was for a practice lead position. How did it turn into a design ops position? You might wonder. I talked with people. I applied a job because I was very intrigued by the company's mission and the many passion projects. For example, a list of projects that helps the voting system, partnership with organizations that help women, mothers, re-entering workforce. I had the opportunity to speak with members of different teams, from leadership, the designer, to PMs, to engineers during the interview process. This was what I learned. The company went from a private company to a public company. The design team is growing fast, faster than before, from 8 designers previous year to 15 and growing. Work demands were high, workload is heavy, and the overall prioritization has been challenging for the team. The design team is across US and the EMEA. Many designers changed to work remotely. Now, their team members in 6 different time zones. Different product teams have different processes. There's a lack of a good collaboration tools. You might be smiling now. What all of these mean? You know now. This team is ready for a full-time design ops role. I was fortunate to convince the hiring managers they need a design ops practitioner. And that was exactly who I am, and I can help. They hired me. I tell everyone about my story of how I got my job leading the design ops, but my path most likely is not a standard path. Situation about the job market varies time to time. There are still a couple ways to get into this field. One is to look for a new design ops position. 2 is to transition within your own team. I've seen people have done either way successfully. Let's look at searching for a position. Searching these jobs availabilities is a little tricky since the design ops field is relatively new. But in general, look for titles as Design Operations Specialist, Design Operation Lead, Design Ops Lead, Design Ops Manager, Design Ops Program Manager, DPM, Product Design Operation Manager, Marketing Operation Manager, Creative Operation Manager, Deliver Manager, Team Lead Operation Lead. Many of these jobs might have the title manager in the title, but these are individual contributors roles, similar to product manager, PM roles. These are most likely IC roles. The interview process may vary, but besides meeting with individual interview members, it's highly likely that you will be expected to conduct a presentation to the team. Presentation is all about storytelling. Craft your narrative and concentrate on projects where you provided operational support. This could involve building a culture, standardizing processes, or measuring success. Highlight how you supported and lead the team in these endeavors. Let's take a look at another path, transitioning within your own org. How do you convince your boss and advocate for a position? Here are some steps. Identify the gaps. Discuss with your manager about your aspiration. Have a discussion with your manager. Offer to set aside some of your time to address these operational needs. If you are capable of doing so, ensure that you present and discuss the idea of taking on additional operational tasks. Request the possibility of transitioning to a full-time focus on design ops. Let's dig deeper in these steps. Identifying gaps. Take note of any areas where the team lacks necessary resources or support. Keep track of those indicators we've mentioned earlier. Document. Provide solutions, not just descriptions. Instead of merely outlining the problems, brainstorm potential solutions to bridge the identified gaps. Offer assistance. Take proactive steps to offer help and support Determine what actions you can take to address the gaps and to support the team effectively. Discuss with your manager about your aspiration. It's crucial to communicate your interest in exploring the field of design ops to your manager. Your manager's support is essential in helping you progress towards your goal. They can create opportunities for you or connect you with relevant areas where such opportunities exist. Keeping your manager informed about your aspiration will enable them to advocate for you and facilitate your professional growth in the desired direction. For example, you can have a discussion with your manager, offer to set aside some of your allocation time to address these operational needs on the team, and discuss how you can track and measure these efforts. Talking about the work is work. So if you're able to do it, make sure you present it. Show your manager and the team what was done. Once you visualize your success, you can discuss about taking on more operational tasks and ask for possibility to be a full-time focus and the transition to design ops. It will take effort and the time. It will also have to align with the overall business goals and the headcount. There are many benefits transitioning from within the org. You are familiar with the company, business, and the product. You know inside out the pain points. You know people on the team who will be your collaborators and who can help you to ideate. As a summary, whether you're jumping in a new job or transitioning from your current role, the first step is always identifying gaps. DesignOps is service design to the design team. Find out what the team needs. That is where you start. People ask me many times, what are the common design ops skills and the superpower? I'm very biased about design ops practitioners. I believe design ops practitioners are unicorns, a magical blend of system thinkers and problem solvers, and we're also doers. To succeed in this field, there are many skills needed. Overall, they fall into these few categories: system thinking, strategic planning, communication, change management, and technical know-how. But these are not all new skills you need to acquire. We want to think about what can we bring with us, what we need to borrow, what do we need to develop, and what do we need to leave behind. Using designers as an example, let's look at what we can bring with us. Designers work with complicated systems, applications, and the processes. Designers work well with ambiguity. Designers are good listeners and spend time to explore. Think about the double diamond. The very beginning step is discovery, finding the problems. So designers already have a jump start. Many designers are good communicators. Designers have the ability to visualize thinking, visualize processes. Designers know how to create the communication for different stakeholders. Designers are trained to present ideas. Designers are collaborators, can advocate for cross-functional collaboration. Designers can work together with team members, help the teams to navigate, can steer teams through the design process, connect people to achieve the goals. If you are a designer, think about these skills you already have. For other disciplines, you will have your own skills to bring along. There are skills designers might not have. Need to borrow from other disciplines. For example, borrow from the product management discipline. In design ops, it is crucial to advocate for the design team and effectively communicate the business value of design. To accomplish this, it is essential for designers to gain a solid understanding of the business, Product managers excel in the area, and the designers can greatly benefit from learning from them. Investing time in learning about the business is well worth it, as it enhances your ability to articulate value of design and collaborate effectively with other stakeholders. DesignOps teams are small. Many of us are a team of one. There are many problems we can help to solve. Prioritization might not be designers' strong suit, but prioritization is the superpower of project managers, technical program managers, and delivery managers. Designers can learn from them. There are some universal skills any discipline can benefit from. DesignOps is no exception. These skills don't come naturally. We need to keep learning and developing. For example, leadership skill and the change management skill. For many DesignOps practitioners, leading with influence is a crucial skill. Being a leader doesn't mean we need a title or manage people. We need to step into, lead, and manage project, program, and execute strategy priorities for our team. We need to understand the global organizational context and then make decisions. We need to propose different approaches to solve challenges at hand. Change management is another crucial skill for DesignOps practitioners because DesignOps is a transformative function. As we focus on helping the team to improve efficiency, crafting better processes, we are helping the team to make changes. How do we implement the changes with the team and get the team to adapt to new processes? If it's change management, we need to continue to develop our skills in combining design thinking with a change management approach. Now we've looked at skills we have, skills we need to borrow, skills we need to acquire and develop. But there are some practical skills we might no longer use. Ask yourself, are you okay with it? For example, as a DesignOps practitioner, I have not touched Figma for a long time. I don't get to design for product anymore. As the industry developing standards, we will see more and more guidance. However, no matter what, each practitioner will show up with our own superpowers. For me and some others, we see ourselves as the connecting tissue for the design org. We are dot connectors. We enjoy building relationships and thrive at collaborating with people. You will need to jump in and bring your own superpower. Now is an exciting time for DesignOps, as each individual has the opportunity to bring our superpowers and shape the industry in a meaningful way. You can embrace this opportunity to unleash your own superpower and make a difference in the field of DesignOps. Let's kick into DesignOps Toolkit. In this section, I will look at some frameworks, and in the next section, we'll dig into softwares. Why frameworks? We know in software development, engineers and designers use frameworks because it provides a common structure. We don't have to redo everything from scratch. Save us time to focus on what is important. In DesignOps, we could use some frameworks as well. We don't need to create these frameworks because I always see DesignOps as service design. Many service design frameworks work well for DesignOps. Let's start with the Double Diamond. The British Design Council's Double Diamond visualizes the service design process. It is a simple way to describe the steps taken to solve a problem. Let's look at the DesignOps Canvas. DesignOps Canvas is another useful tool to help you think through how design will scale in your organization. If currently a DesignOps function exists, you can use it to visualize it. If it doesn't exist yet, you can use it to design. It helps us to answer these questions. What do we do? How do we communicate? What constrains us? How are we structured? There are many engagement models out there. The one I like the most is the one guides us to map out who should we inform, who should be involved, and who are part of our core team. Additionally, some other service design frameworks help design ops as well. For example, journey maps, job to be done, user stories. Change management frameworks also helps our field. These frameworks guide us step by step when making changes. Patrice Bertini also combined Double Diamond and Lewins's 3 stages of change management to create one for ops. You can find it on her blog. I refer to Dr. Varun's situation decision-making model all the time. The matrix acts like a funnel. Identify how to make decision with a specific problem in mind. Not what decision to make, but how to make decision. Other people might refer to other type of decision-making framework, such as RACI, DASI, SWOT. I briefly touched upon these frameworks because this story isn't about frameworks themselves. It's about harnessing their power to enhance our work and achieve better outcomes. When to help you to be more effective and efficient. In this toolkit part 2, we'll look at tools, software tools DesignOps will work with. Tools are constantly changing. What we're using today will certainly change tomorrow. Let's look at some of the tools that design teams are using and DesignOps administrate, and the tools currently used by DesignOps. I'm going to run down this list very fast. DesignOps' primary function is to support a design team, so supporting design tools is a priority. Figma quickly became the popular design tool today. We are the main admin for Figma, or work closely with the IT team to administrate this tool. DesignOps work with process. Project management tools need to service the specific needs of our team. From role mapping, submitting idea, review processes, project management tools help the ops team to track all these processes. For plan, track, and manage product development and the project management, I'm dedicating a section for Jira here. The recently development Jira Cloud became more and more designer-friendly. It also has good integration with Miro, Figma, Confluence, which are some of the tools I'll mention later. According to Atlassian, more than 65,000 companies globally are using Jira. If this is the language the rest of the company is speaking, so should the design team and the DesignOps. Some other popular tools are Asana, Trello, and Monday.com. Some people also categorize Notion and the Coda in this category. All of these tools has a Kanban view to help you track where your team is at, what they're working on, discuss with your team, and find out the budget of the team to decide what to use. Whiteboarding tools. If you come from a design field, you are familiar with these tools. The most notable leading whiteboarding tools are Miro, Mural, and the FigJam. Many companies are using Atlassian Confluence. Some companies are using Google Docs. I've noticed more teams started to explore Notion and Coda for documentation as they have a lot of plugins to connect with other applications. People working on projects, we need to track their time and help design managers to visualize and plan for allocation. So let's look at capacity management. Outside of using Jira, many people use Monday.com to run capacity planning. Some other companies opt in with company-wide tools like ClickUp, TeamUp, Float, or Forecast. I tell a lot of people I live in spreadsheet. Measuring and the reporting, or at least facilitate help with measuring and the reporting, are crucial tasks for DesignOps. It can be a simple Google spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, or Smartsheet with automated Jira connector, or an elaborate Jira Advanced Roadmap dashboard. If you work in the research ops field, you will find yourself supporting your team and working with user testing, Maze as platform to run moderate or unmoderate studies. Quantri for survey distribution, Dovetail as user research repository, Ethnio for participants management. To support designers and the UX researchers, you will need to work closely with your IT team, set up these tools, and administrate these tools. Additionally, you might be the person tasked to help the team to arrange interviews. Calendly or Google Appointment Scheduler are your friends. That leads you to the video call platforms such as Zoom or Google Meet. By the way, both have decent transcription functions now, and you can easily import them back to your user research repository tools such as Dovetail. And the tagging keywords and the summarize findings become very easy. We've outgrown the era of using Excel and Google to track and manage creative assets. Brandfold or Kindle or Binder are some of the leading tools. Your company might also decide to combine it with your design system. Some others are using Airtable to help the team search and categorize assets. For many design ops that work closely or even overseeing the design system, you will be looking at Storyboard or Zero Hut. Slack, Microsoft Teams, Google Chat, Discord. Nothing surprising here. All these tools allow us to have public and private chat. Many of these have built-in options to jump into a video call or link to a video call platform. As many teams are working remotely now, another tool worth mentioning is Loom. The tool allows members to record short videos, and the designers can visually explain their thoughts, demonstrate their prototypes. I've seen in some companies, they require their members record a short wrap-up video at the end of the day to help other members align and jumpstart their next day. We know designers and visual people with Loom, it saves us to write long essays to explain our work. The tool can also transcribe the content for easy documentation and accessibility. For those who are specialized in team ops, working closely with the recruiting team, people team, to help the hiring onboarding designers, we will be working with tools like Greenhouse and Eightfold, defining the hiring flow with our team so that we can achieve great candidate experience and the hiring team experience. We will be creating templates to help with communication. Working with design leaders, design managers, we will be helping the team with establishing career ladders. General performance management tools like Lattice or Office Vibe helps the team to track performance review, employee engagement, and career growth, or progression to specifically work on career growth. Your company could just default with Workday for all these tasks. I must admit that I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed with all the tools we've discussed. The truth is, you may find yourself working with many of these tools, or perhaps just a However, let's always keep in mind that the tools are here to serve the needs of the people. So let's embrace the power of the right tools while staying focused on our collective goals and the people we serve. The journey is more important than the number. With that in mind, let's look at the measure for success. If we do not measure, how do we know how to improve? For me, measure is for making improvement. Coming from the design background, I focus on build, measure, and learn. I take the same approach to DesignOps. Metrics can tell stories. You need to know what story you want to tell. Then you will know what to measure. Here are some of the reasons I've heard people mention. Why measure? Articulate impact, value of design. Set vision. Advocate for the value of design. Identify a system. Advocate for headcount. Identify opportunities. Secure fundings for additional subsequent initiatives. Answering questions about the team with facts. Maintain design health while improving productivity. Continuous improvement. Help with project prioritization. These are all good reasons for measuring. We measure because we want to spend our time and money wisely. Spend on things that have high impacts. We measure efforts versus impact. We measure because we want to visualize our needs to scale. How do we know it's time to scale? When it comes to measure, for Regis Sabitov and I did a workshop, we went in depth about measuring. Overall, there are several levels of maturity in measuring. Basic reporting, trending information, data-informed decisions, scaled insights, forecasting. Each level builds on top of the previous level. An example of basic reporting could be report and track on current state, say all the Jira tickets in a quarter, versus forecasting is to use data from a period of time to aid the team planning and provide guidance. Say, using Jira trends for the past years to plan initiatives, hiring and allocation for the team, and the financial performance. Measure what is important for your team. I change my metrics depending on the state of the team. In general, I measure quality, cost, time, and the happiness. Quality, cost, and time are the typical product management measures. Happiness, to me, is uniquely applied from the operational perspective. You can almost apply these metrics to any pillar of the team. Let's use design system as an example. Measuring quality. By establishing a design system, can you prove products are more consistent? Can you track how many pages are utilizing the components? Measuring cost and time. By establishing a design system, can you track how much time was saved for designers and engineers? How it translates into money saved? Or how it translates into faster development and money from sales and customer adoption? Whenever possible, track both qualitative and the quantitative metrics. Lesson 1. Be specific. For example, when measuring OKRs, define the specific deliverables or outcomes for each objective, initiatives, and the desired result. Assign ownership to each. Number 2, measure consistently. Ensure consistency in measuring the same aspect in the same manner. For instance, when measuring team velocity, use a consistent pointing system within a specific team. While establishing the same system across all teams is desired, it may not always be feasible. However, it is important to maintain consistency within each team. Lesson 3. Measure the same thing the same way. If you do change, make sure there is a good reason and communicate why. For example, if you're measuring by the ticket t-shirt size, and keep it that way. But at one point, you're able to get the team to adopt a Fibonacci scale pointing system. You want to start measuring by points. Communicate it to the team. Last thing, identify outliers. Normalize measure. I do notice that DesignOps spend a lot of time to help our design team to track and to measure. Since DesignOps team tend to be very small, we rarely have time to measure DesignOps. A quick way to track DesignOps work can be a simple roadmap and a prioritized checklist. Measure is to help us answering questions. It is to help us to learn from our mistakes. It is to help us articulate team value and to celebrate success. I wish someone had told me that DesignOps team, a lot of DesignOps teams are DesignOps Team of One. Being a DesignOps Team of One demands grit, persistence, and resilience. This was a theme 2 years ago at the DesignOps Summit. It still holds true today. As we mentioned again and again, the DesignOps teams are small. Many times, you are only DesignOps practitioner on the team for a long time. Although we might be team of one, we're not alone. Lean on relationships on the design team and lean on the DesignOps community. It is not easy, and we make mistakes. I want to share with you some of the learnings. Lesson 1. There are many needs. Prioritize the one that will give you wins. When I started on the job, what I did right was to go on a listening tour to figure out what our team needed. But what I did wrong was to stretch myself too thin. As you've already learned, that there are many activities for DesignOps. As the first DesignOps specialist on the team, it appears that they are all very important. Don't let it overrun your time. Prioritize, and prioritize ruthlessly. Focus on projects that you are confident that you can accomplish, and prioritize projects that has high impact for the team. Not just what is urgent, not just putting out fires. Lesson 2. What worked before might not work now, and what doesn't work now might work later. When I started this job, I was very eager to introduce some of the UX practices I know worked well when I was the design lead. But I failed to realize where I worked before was an embedded team, where I joined was a centralized. Two different organizational models. Where I worked before was a model child of agile development. Where I joined it was a team still struggling with waterfall development. I was able to adjust quickly and iterate fast. Take time to understand the organizational context will help you decide what best practices are feasible to introduce, and maybe bring some back later when the time is right. Lesson 3. Decisions. Use a framework to help you to make decisions. It turned out that as a DesignOps specialist, there are many decisions we need to make. But we lead with influence, not authority. Our work is closely tied to the design team's goals. It is actually pretty hard to make decisions. I did not realize it until a few months into the job. Once I realized it, I adopted the situation decision-making model. As it's named, the model helped me to make decisions based on the situation at hand. I get to look at the challenges. Are they time sensitive or not? And I get to look at that team. Is the team in development mode or more established? Our team is growing and in development mode. So according to the situation decision-making model, a more collaborative approach is optimal. I also ask myself, do I need team members to do this? Do I need a team willingly do it with me? If the answers are yes, then definitely need to involve them in the decision-making process. Adopting the situation decision-making model helped me to reduce the decision fatigue and helped me to align the team better. Lesson 4, start small, scale up. There's definitely a desire to apply process and the practice across the design org. After all, it's our job to help the team standardize and be efficient, but curb the tendency. Experiment with smaller teams first. It's rare we can get things right the first time. Working with smaller teams gives us a chance to iterate. Once we have most of it figured out, we can then scale the effort. So pilot it when you can. You will also turn those who piloted effort with you into advocates. So these are some of the lessons I've learned, and I want to share with you. Whether you have a DesignOps team or you're the DesignOps team, communicate as much as possible and communicate in different formats. Foster strong relationships with your team members. Be approachable and open to their ideas. It's crucial to have strong opinions, but be willing to adapt and evolve. As I always say, be highly opinionated, but lightly held. And remember, there's still so much we have yet to discover. Keep embracing a mindset of continuous learning and personal growth. The journey is ongoing, and there are endless opportunities for us to expand our knowledge and skills. Let's keep pushing boundaries. If you are into books, here are some of my favorite for DesignOps: Managing Chaos, or Design for Design Orgs, Meeting Design, and Lift Up. Let's look at the scaling DesignOps. We've talked about the DesignOps Team of One. At some point, you will need to scale the team. We've seen in the State of DesignOps report that many teams are teams of one, and the majority teams are fewer than 9 people. But it doesn't mean we should not map out how to scale the DesignOps team. Back in 2020, Rachel Postman, who is the Senior Director of Design Operations at Salesforce, did a talk at the Rosenthal Media DesignOps Summit. She outlined a picture of how larger DesignOps team can be divided. In her talk, she described the team ops and the product ops as 2 sides of the DesignOps coin. Team ops functions on community and culture, learning and growth, systems and tools, versus product ops focuses on productivity and delivery, project and program management, and the partners in leadership. The 2 tracks work collaboratively. Product ops will create solutions works well for their specific domain area. As these practices mature, they share it with the team ops. Then team ops will optimize the solution so that it is scalable, extensible, and repeatable for other teams to adopt. This is not the only way to scale the DesignOps team. Nelson Norman Group suggested 5 types DesignOps structures as scattered, solitary, specialized, distributed, elevated. You can learn more on their website about the definition of these structures. You might also hear from other DesignOps leaders talk about people ops versus deliver ops. Again, you have to look at your own team. Think about the team needs and the structured DesignOps team to match the design team maturity and the structure. There isn't a golden ratio for DesignOps specialists to designers. You will see anywhere from one DesignOps specialist supporting 10 designers to one DesignOps person supporting 100 to 200 designers. The suggested ratio is one DesignOps to 10 designers, but we know it's rarely true in reality. Roughly, a team of 1 to 30 people, one DesignOps person can manage to support a team. 30 to 50 people, design team, ideally 2 to 4 DesignOps people. 50 to 200, maybe 5 to 20 DesignOps supports. Now we're getting closer to the desired ratio, and it is needed. Scaling the DesignOps team depends on scaling the design practice. As we scale the practice, remember, the road to new DesignOps model is long. Knowing team maturity is crucial. Don't do it alone. Bring the team along for the ride. DesignOps as a practice is not new. There's always someone on the team that does the work. However, DesignOps as a discipline is new. I reference the State of DesignOps report a lot, as it is the only report as of today strive to understand DesignOps as a discipline. Most DesignOps teams are less than 2 years old, but the DesignOps field has grown so rapidly in such a short time. It started in the United States and has since expanded globally. For example, we mentioned earlier, when we ran the first report, the majority of survey participants were from the United States. When we ran the second report a year later, we have participants from Singapore, Patagonia, Paris, Bali, Bangladesh, Brussels, and many other places. You are here to explore a transition from designer to DesignOps, and you are also not alone. The latest survey showed nearly 54% of the 445 respondents transitioned from design or design leadership into DesignOps. We know that more and more people see the needs and the value of DesignOps. We're also excited to see that more and more people are inspired to become DesignOps practitioners. We've discussed advocate for a DesignOps function within your own organization. We found that average time to stand up a DesignOps team is 1 to 2 years. Average designer to DesignOps ratio is 25 to 1. But if the DesignOps team covers production in a production-heavy environment, their ratios may closer to 10 to 1. Overall, DesignOps teams are still very small. 28% of DesignOps teams surveyed are team of one. 73.5% of DesignOps teams are 9 people or less. But bigger doesn't equal to better. After 10 to 24 people, there's no major increase in effectiveness scores. Although the field of DesignOps has experienced exponential growth in the past decade, we barely scratched the surface. Design tools and technology continue to evolve rapidly. Design teams are tackling increasingly complex problems. Workforce growing from local to global, from office first to remote and hybrid. There is definitely more demand and opportunities for DesignOps. We, as DesignOps practitioners, can help the organizations to navigate this ever-changing environment. We will experiment, we will fail, we will learn, and we iterate and adapt. And this is who we are as practitioners and what we do as a discipline. The most exciting time for DesignOps is now. DesignOps is an incredibly exciting field that presents endless opportunities for professionals' growth and the development. Now that you have a better understanding for what DesignOps is all about, take a moment to consider if this is the field for you. I'm not going to lie about it. It is not an easy job, but you're not alone. There are many practitioners in this field, and more folks like you are joining the field. Here are a few DesignOps communities you would not want to miss out. DesignOps Assembly. This is a vibrant community with over 4,000 participants and multiple local chapters across the globe. DesignOps Assembly also offers training programs for different levels practitioners. Rosenthal Media DesignOps Community. Connected with Rosenthal Media, this community focuses in design ops and the research ops. Also has over 4,000 members. Many are overlapping with the DesignOps Assembly. Rosenthal Media also hosts the DesignOps Summit each year, a conference for DesignOps leaders and the practitioners to discuss all things related to ops. Research Ops Community. This is a global community from over 150 countries. It is for people who've come together to discuss the operation of user research and the design research. They also started hosting a conference. Knowing so much more about this field and yourself, can you answer the question I asked you at the beginning of my story? Do you enjoy being in the spotlight or staying behind the scene? DesignOps is about supporting others. We stay behind the scene. I myself enjoy staying behind the scene very much. This is a field that is filled with opportunities for those who are looking to be part of something truly groundbreaking. As a practitioner in this field, we have the chance to shape the industry and to craft the best practices that will be used for years to come. We can be at the forefront of this dynamic and constantly evolving industry, driving innovation and pushing the boundaries of what it is possible. If you're ready to take your career to the next level and be part of something truly exciting, there is no better time to dive in DesignOps.